Let's also talk about what's happening in Queensland right now, which is a tropical cyclone making its way towards the coast. It'll be there sooner rather than later. Now, remember, this one was supposed to be Tropical Cyclone Anthony or Albo, so I'll joke about that until it starts to get a bit more serious, but it feels like we're getting there. So to anyone who's watching us right now on Sky News Regional, we're thinking of you. And remember, 24/7 at skynews.com.au, our weather channel.
By the beginning of the weekend, there's a high likelihood at this stage the system should turn towards the Queensland coast, increasing winds, bringing some big waves and potentially bringing some rain to coastal pockets of Queensland.
So how strong is it going to be? Well, let's all find out again from that incredible team who are trying to keep people informed. Your homepage should be skynews.com.au. Double check the YouTube, all of our socials, and check out the Sky News weather channel.
The system remains a Category 2 storm as of mid this morning. Maximum wind gusts at the system centre still packing a punch, 155 kilometres per hour. Now, over the course of this week, we're tracking that system intensifying and shifting southwards.
All right, again, strength and love to everyone who's going to be affected by that. OK, so let's get to politics right now. The Prime Minister finds another few $1 billion down the back of the couch to try to solve his problems when it comes to the polls. Will it be the case? We'll all find out together. But the most recent Resolve poll, this is the one which people were frightened by in the Labor Party, very hopeful about in the Liberal Party and those of us that are wanting a change of government. Pretty clear here, when the primary vote in Victoria in particular is so bad, it's not even a quarter of everyone that's going to be voting at the election who will be voting for Labor, if that poll is correct. But certainly, the Prime Minister was in Melbourne today and he had billions of dollars to hand out with him. This adds to a very long list of promises that I'll get to in a moment. But first, here's the Prime Minister on the billions of dollars that is coming on top of billions more that have already been promised this year.
To make this happen, our Labor government is committing $7 billion to build Melbourne Airport Rail, the next important step in suburban rail loop. This includes our existing $5 billion to build the rail line to Tullamarine, funding that will build the track as well as the bridge and signalling improvements to deliver future upgrades to service Melbourne's north and west. On top of this, we'll invest a further $2 billion to help transform Sunshine Station.
Now, ever since the start of this year, the Prime Minister has been promising billions of dollars. Billions of dollars of your money, billions of dollars that may well not end up turning up anywhere near the budget because it'll be off budget and it's an investment. But have a look at how much money has been promised by this Prime Minister since just the start of the year. We are not even at the end of the second month of the year. 30 and a bit B4 billion dollars that have been spent thus far. But the real news today about what the Prime Minister has been trying to do, of course, when all else fails, despite the fact that more than half of the country thinks that Anthony Albanese is the one who is doing a poor or very poor job, we must talk about Peter Dutton. All roads lead to Peter Dutton, the Ooga Booga music, all the rest of it, right? Well, as you know, we told you via the reporting of James Campbell, after the failure of The Voice, the punishment that Peter Dutton was to receive was for the Labor Party to put together a dirt unit. This was not secret, this was open, this was available. This is something that has been slowly but surely feeding certain people in the press gallery. And you may well have noticed in the past couple of days, some really ancient stuff is starting to pop up. You know, they want to talk about health policy from 2014. They want to talk about shares from 2009. They even want to go through and list all of the different properties that his family trust has owned over the years. But I want to talk about a little political tactic. Now, I might be on the other side of the world. I might be getting ready to talk about rugby league. I might have a cowboy hat on, and yeah, I get it. It looks like it does. But, you know, Vegas, baby. The thing is that there is a trick that is a long-term trick that politicians play when they know there's no real evidence, when they know there is no case, when they know that it will not go to a National Corruption Commission, when there is no smoking gun. What they do is to make sure that the story lasts another day, and another day, and another day, is to turn around and say that the person you are trying to hurl mud at has questions to answer. Now, we have a system where, if they wanted to, they could refer it to a corruption commission. They may well end up doing that in a few days' time, so they can say for the rest of the campaign, under a corruption, you get the game, right? But just in case we are missing it, this is the official talking point of the Labor Party. Now remember, they can't talk about their own performance when it comes to what they promised 3 years ago on cost of living. They can't talk about how they will actually make your life better in the next 3 years. No. It's all about, let's get Dutton with the questions to answer whisper campaign.
It's up to him to tell the Australian people, did he have access to that sensitive information?
That's a matter for Peter Dutton to explain.
What shares did he buy? How much did he buy them for? Did he have access to privileged confidential information or people who did?
See, the reality is that normal people don't buy this, right? Now, do I think that Peter Dutton walks on water and therefore there is no way he can ever be quit? No, of course not, right? But if it's 2025 and suddenly, after a couple of years of digging, questions to answer. Here's the documents. Please. There's not even the documents. So I think this one is just about trying to fire up the dirt unit, trying to change the subject. Because remember, if the subject is what the Australian people currently say is the #1 issue, cost of living, this government is going to lose. This government is going to be pushed into a minority that might be so deep that they are going to have almost any and everyone in the parliament who is not Labor or Liberal to hold themselves up. That is going to be terrible for our country. Now, they'll say a win's a win, but that is the truth, the questions to answer garbage. I'll get to that in a second. For his part, Peter Dutton, well, he can see what all this is about.
The Prime Minister's office is shopping around dirt sheets at the moment. Transactions that go back to when I was 20 years of age. I think it reflects poorly on the Prime Minister and the desperation that he's in at the moment.
And again, why is it questions to answer? Why is the media saying Dutton responds to the questions to answer? You know, the infinite Canberra Colombo, the Canberra bubble garbage.